Hey guys, what's up? I'm just gonna pop on here real quick and give you guys an update on what's going on with this missing image. I guess we could say. Not really sure what to call it at this point, but yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go over this real quick. I know I was just live a little while ago, so thank you guys for hanging out. But this right here is something that I did not expect to be seen at this time. This is kind of one of those unusual, unexpected, like I just said, event things for me anyway. Yeah, so we are going to just jump into it, I guess. Let's minimize this first. Okay. Sorry, I just kind of did this real fast, guys. I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time on setup. I just want to get this stuff out to you real quick. I know you guys probably got stuff to do today, and people going to work and all that kind of stuff, getting ready for the weekend. But thank you guys for being here. I do appreciate it. And so we're just going to jump into it here. What I would say here, guys, is that we got that image that was taken off of the archives. You know, I didn't expect to see this. Did not expect to see this. So, like I said, guys, give me a second here. All right. Hope everybody's doing well today. Okay. So, here's Stereo A again. Okay, I want to show you exactly where this thing came from again. Okay. Hey, good to see you from Denmark. Awesome. Vividness. If I butcher your name, I apologize. Darcy, Ghost Shadow, Skywatcher, Ashley, Susan, good to see everybody. Okay, so just let me show you what I got going on here, okay? Yesterday, during the, looking through all the stuff that I look at, I came across, one of the channels I subscribe to, Brandon Nagley. He's been around the community for a while. A lot of you guys probably know who he is. So, let me take you guys over there first, and we'll go from there, because I want you guys to see, I want people to get credit for what they did. And because I did not, this is something I did not see first. This is something that, Brandon did, and then Scott took the captures and ran it through his software, the software he uses from the forensics department in the police department, and stuff that we most likely could not even get our hands on if we wanted to. And frankly, I was not expecting this at all. I thought once this stuff was all processed, it would be we'd be able to call it a tool flaw or whatever else. But I did, if you guys remember what I was saying about this was odd. This was one of those things that did, we can kind of write this off when we see these shapes most of the time. And the fact that it was resembling the same kind of thing on both sides of the sun there. So again, I was really kind of surprised when I seen this. But this is what Brandon caught, right? And he posted a video here. Please go over and check it out. Give him some credit on this. So I went over, when I seen it on Brandon's video, I went ahead and ran over to Stereo A, and I just wanted to look at it for myself and look at the captures before, after, all that kind of thing. Well, if you look at the timestamp right here, 14:54:24, 9:23. So I went looking for it. So that's 13:54 right there. This particular camera or image tool will give us an image every 30 minutes. Okay, it's at 54 and 24 every hour. That's what we're supposed to see. So remember, 14:54, and I already showed this part of it in my previous video, but I'm just giving you a little recap. So we go forward. It's 14:24, so the next one should be 14:54, right? What the heck? Sorry about that. Must have hit play on that on his video or something. Hold on. Yeah, I did. That's exactly what happened. So the next capture we should see should be that image. It's gone. Why did they pull that image off there? I mean, really? Even when it's tool flaw stuff, they don't pull those images down. Ever. They leave them there. And they just simply tell everybody it's a tool flaw. It's a camera anomaly. That kind of stuff. Why would they pull that one particular image when we got thousands of very similar captures already and they know it? Why this one in particular? It makes no sense why they would do that. The only sense we can make of it is that they pulled it down because something was in it. Now, again, when I see something like this large, it isn't something I usually just say, man, that's one heck of a tool flaw. And if it's not, then, maybe it's really close to the camera, whatever, right? And that still is a possibility. We don't know how far away from this stuff is from the camera. We don't know that. So we can't really give you we can look at the occulter and it looks like it's coming out from behind the occulter, but remember, that occulter is probably, at best, a foot in front of that camera, if it ain't internal. So everything's going to look like it's behind that occulter. Everything. So that's what I would say first. Now this, again, this is what got me to look at this. It just wasn't there. The image was gone. Why? So let's go over to ISWA and we'll see if we can't find it there, because it wasn't, ISWA wasn't even loading. It wouldn't even let me load up the time lapse or even get a single capture a few hours ago. And even if it is here, what I'm getting ready to show you guys is nuts. So you got that right there, okay? There it is. So it is there on ISWA, but it's not there on Seeds. Why? Right? So we're going to take a look at this. Scott ran it through that the processing stuff I was just speaking about. Let's do this. And that's what you get. I don't know what to think about that, guys. I'm serious. I have no clue what to think about this. Alright, first off, this orb or what have you is not down here either. It's up here. That's it. And remember, these two signatures kind of resembled each other, so if it was something that, like a tool flaw or some sort of crazy anomaly, you would expect to see, because these resemble each other, you would expect to see it over here also. So I am, frankly, I'm flabbergasted a little bit here. And I think when Scott ran this through, because it took hours to process. Oh, he wanted me to tell you guys too that he's working on a project, guys. For real life. You still have to do real life even when you're doing YouTube stuff. Okay, that's why he's just really busy, and he'll be back. He's still doing stuff. He did this. He did the photo forensics on this, or he ran it through the program he's been using. He's privy to. Hey, Arch guys, how you doing, bud? Bill, Annette the Crow, how you guys doing? This was captured right here, guys. You guys can see that in that right there on that timestamp, 9/23/14/54/24. You won't find it over on Seeds. They pulled that image out of Seeds for whatever reason. I don't know. What I think why they pulled it from Seeds and not ISWA is because. Let me just show you. Because that was kind of one of those things like, well, why would they pull it off of one site and not the other? So when we look at these things on Seeds, remember what the two imaging we get. We get the typical red viewing spot here, right? But then we also get this. Now you guys know that a lot of the stuff we catch is on this particular imaging, the black and white, because it gives us a contrasting color and it makes things pop. So the timestamp on the one I just showed you, and I'll run it through here again for those that missed it. I'm gonna pause that. Was 1454, right? And this thing's missing data all day long here today for some reason. So I'm gonna back it up. Look, it goes from 7:24 to 11:24. It's 4 hours. So, we see this kind of thing all the time. And we always wonder, we're not getting those captures, what the heck was in that missing time. But there's no way to tell, right? We can't, I guess hope in one hand and take a dump in the other and see which one fills up first. What's up, Lisa? How you doing? Mighty Mouse girlfriend? Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to say that word right there because, yeah, we all know why. But, yeah. So let me, just like I said, and I guess Annette asked what timestamp, but this is what happened. Okay, I'm running you through what happened for me last evening. Okay, I seen Brandon's video, which was this. Okay, nothing really there to see unless you're actually like trying to look real close. You can kind of see it even there. So Scott, I didn't even ask Scott to run it through. He just did. He's seen part of my video, and I think, and he went over here and he did that. He grabbed that, and let me. What I'm going to do here too is I'm gonna read you the exact words that come out of Scott's mouth. Okay, this is what he texted me. Because we pretty much had the same thought on this, Chances are it's nothing, but this is what he says, and this is exactly how I feel. Okay, this is what I'm reading. I'm reading straight from the text here. It says, "Okay, already told him I was working." That's what I told that. Anyway, I processed that photo, and I didn't think there was going to be anything there. Then in bold print, he says, "I was wrong." Okay, so I didn't get home till late, but when I woke up, the images were done processing and pretty mind-bending. Okay, that's exactly what I would expect. That's exactly how I was feeling. So that's the message I got from Scott. So we're left with this. 1454, not there. Not there. And I think the reason why is because we would have had an image over here. Now, if we go over to ISWA, and it took it hours for this thing to even upload this one photo. I showed you guys that too. Nothing was loading on ISWA when I tried to go to that. It's like something, it was just, all of it was just too suspicious is what I'm saying. So let me X back out of that, and again, we'll just go back over here to this, and I'll run that through. You know, look at that, guys. I mean, come on. I mean, are you serious? Astro, I don't know, guys. I can't call this any specific object. At this point, I'm showing objects and showing you what my observation is. That's all I can do. I can't give you a name of anything. I really can't. Because we're seeing so many things. Yeah, 3330 really dropped down with those threes, huh? That's interesting. So look at that. Isn't it just freaking nuts? I'm sitting there like, what in the world are we looking at? And then there's the other view, okay? I think what he did here was he just inverted it. Yeah, it's going to be on my video, guys. All you got to do is take a screenshot as soon as I end this live. I mean, if you're wanting to capture, if you're wanting an image of this, it'll be on my live video on YouTube. All you guys got to do is go take a screenshot. You know, I give everybody permission to use anything I show. That's what I do, right? Hey, Hopi, how you doing, bud? Now, just look at that, guys. The shadowing and everything is on the correct side. It's just, remember, this is inverted, okay? So what's white is actually black and vice versa. So so you would expect it to be bright on this side because it's facing the sun. Well, it is. It just doesn't look like that right here. Let's back that off. And then this is the one that's not inverted. See where it's bright here and dark on this side? So this is what we're getting. So, my gosh, I just don't know what to say anymore. My jaw about hit the floor when I seen something like this because I did not expect to see it. And I wasn't even going to look at it this morning until Scott sent it to me on Messenger. I thought for sure I'd just wait till later on today, come back on, see if they uploaded anything else, and we would, be done with that. It wasn't going to be anything more than just, par for the course nowadays. Because we see these kinds of anomalies all the time. But we don't always see this in there. Okay? This is something different. And I know people are wanting to know, is it quote-unquote Planet X, Nibiru, all that kind of stuff. I can't give you an answer on that. I just can't. I don't know what it is. I don't. I can tell you right now that that's not normal. And the other thing I want to stress here too, we still do not know how close this is to the sun. So that does look like a very, very large object, but if it's closer to this satellite than it is the sun, that's exactly what it would do. Okay? Now keep this in mind too. If this is even at the very level of where the sun is, distance-wise, this is the surface of the sun. Not the black occulter. So you're looking at something probably 7-8 times the size of our sun. If it's out there that far. Which I don't think that can actually be what's going on here as far as that goes. I think the most likely scenario here is this thing is closer to the satellite than what it is to the sun. Now remember, this is stereo A, okay? That means that Earth is over here, and we're looking at it from the side over here. well, Earth would kind of be here because stereo A is kind of crept a little bit closer to Earth. So Earth would be about right there, and the satellite's here. So this would be behind the sun if it's out that level. So, I don't think that it is, though. Just my opinion. I think it's probably closer to the satellite than it is the sun, and that's why it's appearing to be so large. But the Earth would be over here. Even if this is a correct size, this would be on the other side of the sun from us. Be on the backside. So, again, one thing I can't do, guys, I can't give people permission to use Scott's stuff, okay? This is Scott's work. This isn't mine. Scott processed this stuff, so please kind of keep that under... yeah. I'm tired, guys. I wasn't expecting to do this. Just keep that in perspective. If you want to try to use these photographs, I can't just say, hey, take them and do what you want with them, because Scott made these, not me. So you'll have to ask him for that if you want to be able to use this. I don't know. Obviously we can't say, we can't say, hey, you can't go over to Core 2 and grab the original, because you can. This is all public stuff. We know that. KC, he ran it through. Okay, let me say this again right here, because this really does matter. This is stereo A. So let me do this just to give you guys an idea of what I'm talking about. This is the original. Okay? So with that being said, can you guys see how pixelated this is? Imaging on stereo A is so highly pixelated, it's hard to even pick anything out of it. So when something does show up on this particular satellite, it even gives it that much more validity. Because it's hard to see stuff on here. You just got to know what you're looking at. So the fact that he was able to, well, this gives you a better idea. Okay, I'll put you guys right here in the middle. I'll just push play here. You see how this stuff is kind of pixelated, not very clear at all? And to give you guys an idea of the contrast of that, let's do this. That is LASCO C2. You see how clear that is? That's the difference we're talking about. So, Scott ran it through the software that he's gotten from his police contact that uses forensic photo software, and that's why this stuff pops out, because it's software that me and you probably won't ever be able to get access to anytime soon. I can't say that for sure, but for the most part, that's where I would be. So please, just keep in mind that Scott did do the work on this. I'm not sure if he'll just say, yeah, go ahead and use it, but I can't speak for him. I don't know. So, yeah. Yeah, guys, so what do you guys think? I want to know, because this is something that, again, and I know I kind of sound like I'm talking like in circles here. I just don't know what to say, because this did kind of shock me a little bit. Yeah, Arizona, I could see somebody kind of seeing that. Behind the Sun Simulator? Yeah, it would have to be. Really big, yeah. Yeah. So, hi Isaiah Granny, how you doing? Third, how you doing? And I don't expect to have many people even have very much of an idea what this actually, why we're seeing this and what's going on with this, because I don't think anybody ever thought that we would pop up an image that looked like the original, and then this is what come out of it. I know I didn't, and I read you the message Scott sent me. That's just exactly what it is. So, and to kind of even, I wouldn't even try to tell you guys, number one, the name of this thing. Number two, actually how big it actually is, because we don't know the distance. Number three, what it is made out of. Number four, how long has it been here? Where's it going? You know, I don't have any of those answers, guys. I'm just showing you the observation. And that is what it is when it comes to that. Now, what I do want to do here, though, is take you guys here back over to the original. So, you know, looking at it, like from this distance, right? You don't really see a whole lot. You know, your eye is, now that we've seen what was there, your eye probably automatically is drawn to this hard line here. That is not that hard. That's a very soft line. That's why we didn't see it on the original. If you look close enough, you can see it on the original. You guys see that? We're not seeing it over here, just here. So, you know, yeah, Marlo, I don't know about that, okay? Because again, this was on a satellite that is about 45 million miles away from us, and it's about 93 million miles away from the sun. So I don't think that this would even have a chance of being something like that. This thing is just way too, well, I guess big. Even if this thing is right up next to the satellite, it's still a substantial size object, wherever this thing is located. You know, it can be, remember, this is a two-dimensional model. It could be anywhere on the back half of the sun. Forward, back, at an angle, down, up, any of that. Not letting you chat. You're in there. What's going on? You okay? I mean, you having issues on your channel? Backass Wood, that's awesome. Okay, Marlo, I'll check it out. Yeah, that makes more sense now that you said that. To me, anyway. Yeah, I mean, that's true, Adam. I mean, it most definitely is. How you doing, Wendy? Don't usually get up, huh? This early. Howdy from Western Australia. Well, what's up? How you doing from down under? I love it. That if I ever have a chance to go abroad, that is the first place I'm going, guys. You guys are going to see me down there on a safari hopping around with the kangaroos. I'm telling you, I love it. So yeah, guys, yeah, nobody's blocking anybody here. Nobody's been crazy. Oh, you in New Zealand, Philip? Yeah, I remember you saying that now, Philip. Hey, Hillbilly, how you doing, bud? So, you know, why I got you guys here, I guess, well, let me just show you guys this again. And then, you know, I guess we can run over some space weather update real quick. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time here on this, because I just did do a live stream just a few hours ago, and I don't want to make this one super long. So let's go ahead and do a little quick rundown of what's actually, see if we got any extra space weather to talk about here. Let's go to the Schumann real quick. Okay, that is something that wasn't there last night, and more time has passed, and that's a little bit of a spike. Looks like we might be having something a little bit here too. We'll have to wait and see. Doesn't look like extreme or anything, but it most certainly is. Yeah, I'm doing good, Hilly. Guys, I don't think any of the mods are blocking anybody right now. Okay, so if it's happening, it's a technical flaw with the chat on YouTube. That does happen sometimes. Oh, really? At 4 in the morning? Did we go back up into storm level? Let's go look. I don't think we did, but we'll look. This box would be yellow if we did. Almost. You see that? We got up to a 4 there on the KP. If we get into a 5, that would be a G1 storm. We are going, and something else while I got you guys here, I do want to show you this because this is something we're going to be dealing with for a while here. You guys see this? That's a corona. That is a substantial coronal hole. It is now, pretty much right in the spot where it's going to be sending us stuff. Oh, okay. Good to know, third in line. Yeah, that's exactly what showed up. A 4 on the KP is what they consider very active. And again, if it goes up another notch, it's considered a G1 storm. So, let's see here. Hilly, what'd you have to say there, man? My bathroom light fixtures have been glowing for the last 3... Hey, guys, that is technology that we got to start accepting that's probably there. What I'm talking about is, we're talking about Tesla, the Tesla energy. Most of us have seen those videos where the guy walks into the room with a fluorescent bulb and it lights up out of the energy in the air. Okay, that's what that is. Yeah, all the credit to Scott on running that stuff through his programming. I mean, that was, yeah. I can tell you this: he is extremely thankful for the people that helped him come across that software, okay, and allowed him to use it at some level, okay. Sometimes he doesn't run it through. Sometimes he has to send it over to that person, but yeah, I don't want to out his contact, so I'm not going to say anything. But, well, a couple reasons. I don't know who it is anyway. All I know is it's a police officer that has access to extremely high-tech photo analysis software. Oh, really, Hillbilly? Yeah, you might just be in one of those spots. Guys, Hillbilly's talking about, light bulbs that look like they could be lighting up and stuff like that, right? Just from out of the air. If you guys keep in mind, like the South Atlantic anomaly, that's a crazy magnetic messed up area of the world that's now splitting in two and getting bigger. It's over South America and out into the Atlantic. It's changing size and shape. So those magnetic, extreme magnetic spots on the Earth could do stuff like that. Plus, there is Tesla energy that people do have, it is possible. I'll tell you that. All you guys do is simple Google search. And you'll see it. My wife just walked into the room. She's scaring me over here. She's about to lay the smack down on me, I think. She's getting ready to head out. She's doing her hair, so yeah. Anyway, that was this. I wasn't going to do this, guys. And again, Scott just sent these to me, and when I seen them, I was like, man, I just got to bring this out now because give people an idea of what we're seeing there. And it most definitely is not what I expected. So, we just looked at space weather. Let's Okay, this is our magnetosphere, guys. This is the newer tool. Okay, this is the one that shows us hits on the magnetosphere. You know, we get fast solar wind and things. So what you're seeing is that's what you're seeing. Okay, I'm gonna push play on this. And again, we are getting solar wind. Okay, not all of that is anything to be like freaking out about, but some of it is kind of odd. When you see a whole bunch of movement inside our magnetosphere, let me stop it right there, because what you're going to see here is what we would consider almost like an earth discharge. It's collecting energy like a capacitor, and then it'll let it go. I want you guys to watch right here when I push play. You're going to clearly see everything here change and push out towards the right. So watch this. Right there. See that? That's, you know, that's the kind of stuff that we're seeing, and we'll probably see it even more here on the density. Again, watch kind of right in here. So yeah, you've seen it kind of blow out right there, that really bright white. Actually, that time we didn't see it there as well as we did on the velocity. Now this is pressure. That's exactly what this is showing you here. So when you see that red getting really close to the Earth inside the satellite lines, you got to know that we're under some pretty good situation there. So we'll watch this one again. This is all updated stuff. Now you see it kind of looks like an egg right here. Oh wow, did you see that? Check this out. Watch right here. Right in here. Right there. Did you see that? That's kind of odd. That's strange. But you can see you got a break between our bow shock and this area in here, guys. You know, the outside is the bow shock. Inside it is actually our magnetosphere, okay? And we get a piling up effect there typically anyway of particles. So you're going to see more density there almost every time we look at it. And then when we get hit with high solar wind, it'll grab a lot of these particles and flush them out the back. So that's when everything goes back to a more normal signature. That's what you see there. But you can clearly see this thing is pushing on both sides from this angle, you know. So I guess what we should do now is probably look at the USGS real quick. Earthquakes. See if we see anything here. I haven't seen a whole lot in the past few hours. Well, okay. Made me a liar right there. Look at that. 5.3 in India. It is close to a boundary line here or a fault line. So 5.3 isn't really a whole lot to be like concerned about or anything. I'm not seeing anything in like a bunch of crazy places. Believe it or not, guys, we see, you know, a fair amount of earthquakes down this far south. I know that kind of shocks people, but it's right on one of these plate boundary lines. Anytime you see these lines right here, you can expect to have earthquakes on them at any given time. If it didn't move, we would be way more concerned. Oh wow, what happened there? Look guys, that thing just popped off right there. What's that one? Was that another one? No, that's the same one I just showed you guys. Okay. Or was it? Yeah. This one's in China and this one's in India. Right on the edge, on the border. So what I'm going to do here, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut this live stream. But I'm going to leave you guys with this because that's one of the craziest captures I've seen in a long time. Hey Becca, how you doing? E-Rock, good to see you, bud. Hillbilly. Yeah, guys, Hilly does a Bible study. I think, what did you say, it was at 1 o'clock on Saturdays now, Hilly? Yeah. Yeah, Veronica, exactly. OMG. Good to see you, Bill. So what is it? I don't know. I mean, that's what I'm going to say, because I don't. So, I haven't talked to you in a minute, E-Rock. Good, it is. It's good to see you. It really is. You're welcome, Ghost Shadow. And again, guys, you know, if you wanted to, like, look at this on your own, take a screenshot and look at it and do this and do that, that's probably okay. But please don't take Scott's work without asking him. I don't know that, you know, that's what I do. You know, even his clothes, he's given me permission to show anything I want that he sends me, but I still ask him every time. I just think it's the most respectful thing to do, because he did do the work on it. So yeah, you might be able to see something down in here, but you know, when he ran it through that software, nothing showed up, just this one. Yeah, back at you, E-Rock. You're welcome, Sea Glass. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it, Philip? I mean, that's exactly what that's my thought exactly. I just did not, and you know, when people like Scott, that's been doing this for a very long time, and myself, that's now been looking at these things for 2 to 3 years, a little bit longer than that, to get surprised doesn't happen very often. So know that this is something that is not what we expected to actually be seeing here. Okay. And again, I'm just showing you the observation. I can't tell you exactly what it is, where it's at. There's no way to tell anybody that, guys. There's just really not. You know, if we had a perfect distance of where this thing was, I could at least probably give you some sort of a size on it, but I can't even do that. I can just tell you that if it's at the level of the sun, which I personally don't think that it is, it could be, but what I'm saying is, this thing would be extremely, extremely, extremely huge if this is out by the sun. My guess is that it's probably a little closer to the satellite than it is the sun, which makes it appear bigger because we're closer to it. At least the view is. Okay? Now remember, this is back on the 23rd. This is a couple days ago. And the other thing I would say, you're going to have to remember that they pulled it from this over here on seeds. Okay? There's 1424. Then it goes to 1524. The one that's missing is 1454, and that's the one I just showed you. That's where this came from. Okay? So that's, yeah. There's nothing more really to kind of talk about when it comes to what time, where did we see it, how, you know, how did this come about, what's going on with that. That's exactly what happened. You know, and I got to give props to Brandon too. You know, he's the one that seen it. He posted it. He didn't, I don't think he's seen this. I know he didn't see this because he didn't say that. He, you know, you guys go watch his video and he shows this particular capture because it is a strange anomaly. But he wasn't able to kind of pick that out like what happened with the software. I did put the links and stuff in the description so you guys can go check them out. Ellie, I don't think that this is that 28-day object we talk about. The timing ain't right, and neither is the position, I don't think. So, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure the timing's off on that. And as far as the 28-day orbit thing, too, we're seeing more than just that now. And that's the issue. And, you know, and we didn't really start seeing all those extra objects that we were missing until Scott got his hands on that software. And then things started popping out. They've probably been there for a while. We just couldn't see them. So, and again, guys, believe what you want to believe and do your own research. I tell that to everybody. This is the observation, and this is what I'm showing you guys. I don't want to point you in any direction as far as how you're going to think. You know, and I've been saying this for the past probably 6 months that I'm letting the observation speak for itself. You know, because not a whole lot of other people are showing you observations like that from a, and just leaving it at that. Just saying, hey, this is an observation. And they don't elaborate. They'll let you figure it out on your own and don't try to steer you towards a certain mind thought. Because that's what I'm doing here. You know, I got my own opinions on what this could actually be. I'm not going to share them right now because that's just not... you probably don't want to know. I'll just leave that alone. But I'm on the fence with this thing, guys. I guess I could just say that. Because I don't think it's as big as what we're thinking it is right here. In other words, I don't think this is like out at the sun level. Again, because that's the size of the sun, and this would be 7, 8, 9 times the size of the sun if it was out that far. So that's my opinion. I don't really have an opinion on what this is made of, or exactly how big it is, or its name. If you want to try to put a name on it, like Planet X and stuff like that. I've gotten away from using those terms because you almost can't pinpoint it down. You just can't. There's too much stuff going on out there. So, yeah. You know, it's really not, you know, Isaiah Granny, it's not really me theorizing here. This is just something like, it's kind of shocking. And again, I'm repeating myself at this point because I don't know what else to say. Other than, please go look at it for yourself on the tool. If you guys want to use this photograph here, send Scott an email, and he'll either say yes or no. I don't know. He's working today, so it may take a minute to get a reply. There are certain creators out there that Scott won't let use his stuff because of the way they represented his imaging. And not only that, but people have taken stuff like this because this was on Stereo Core 2, and they're assuming that no work was done to this. They're assuming that it was right there. They just take a screenshot and go post it on their channel. I know that is not something Scott likes to happen, and he will most definitely pursue some sort of either contacting YouTube about it, or at least contacting that creator and asking them to remove it. But most of the time, if you ask him, guys, if you ain't one of those people, you probably know if you're one of those people anyway. If you ask him, he'll probably let you use it. I ain't going to say that he won't, and I ain't going to say that he would. But chances are, it's just respectful, guys. That's pretty much what it boils down to. You know, he did the work on this. It ran through his stuff for hours before that was cleaned up. It's a lot of time. There's money involved when it comes to that software. It just, yeah. So it's just respectful just to ask. Now, if I had found this and I just threw it up on my channel, I've said since the beginning, anything I show that's my own stuff, you can use it. I don't care, as long as you don't misrepresent it. So, yeah. You guys want to know anything else? You guys want to see any other graphs real quick before I get off of here? Let's do this real quick. This is the geoelectric field model. Again, space weather's effect on our electrical grid, or the chances of that. Okay, we took a decent little smack right there. Remember, we're in the season where our electrical field gets cracks, and it lets in some of that stuff. Okay, you want to see earthquakes? Here's earthquakes. Had a 5.3. That's the most recent one. But there's nothing like extremely big right now. That's a decent size one there in Alaska. That's a 4. And we're seeing them in the places we would expect. This is probably because of Yellowstone. So yeah. What I do want to do. Let's go ahead and do this real quick. Here's the space weather data. Okay. Now, this is what, you see how this went back to 0, the BZ did? And it's staying there now. So what that means is that we're not going to have that big flood door opened up. We might see a little bump here and there. But this BZ typically is like way negative when we start getting hit really hard. Now, if we have a CME or a solar flare, obviously that's not going to be indicative of what we're going to see. But there is an uptick here, guys, in density. See that? And like we would expect, the solar wind is declining at the same time. And I've explained that before, right? If we got high dense material, then the wind that catches it behind it, it gets slowed down. Sometimes a higher speed will pull it out and make this less dense. But that's what's going on. So, all right, guys. I'll give you guys one more question here. You guys got anything else? New comment? Let's see here. Let's do this. That way we can eliminate any of that. Let's This is spaceweather.com. This is what I mean by aurora photography. Look at that. How would you like to go outside and see that? Wouldn't that be awesome? Hot trolley? I do. Okay. And I'll just, yeah, I do. I'll leave it at that. I watch everybody, guys. I showed you guys my subscription list. Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it, Hillbilly? Hilly Billy, sorry. I'll keep calling you Hillbilly. It's not really what your name is. Oh, Project BB right there. Yeah, we talk about the fires out west. There is a whole lot of evidence now pointing towards that. You know, and Dutch is the one that found all that at the beginning. Okay? Now, a lot of people have seen his work now and are kind of piggybacking off of it. I kind of did a little bit when I was showing you guys those graphs or the satellite imagery. But I was telling you guys I don't know exactly what I was looking at. I was just showing you the observation. So, you can thank Dutch for finding that kind of stuff because that's who should get the credit on that, 100%. So, yeah. We do have a sunspot right here. I know it's kind of hard to see. It is an official sunspot. Spotless days. It says 1. You want to know why? Because that thing popped up and was a sunspot for a minute. Now it's decayed back down. Okay. Let me address that real quick, Shannon. Okay. You probably won't see that being blocked like that anymore. I figured out what it was. I had that song in my intro, and that song I don't monetize, so that they allow me to use that, but it gets blocked in certain countries for copyright stuff. I don't get a copyright strike. They just won't post my video there. They won't let me monetize it, which I don't care about that because I don't monetize. But they do block that in certain countries. So what's happened, if you guys watched this particular live stream at the beginning, I did not use that intro because that's why. I went back to the old one. I'll probably be making a new one with the same kind of music, but it won't have. I'm going to make sure it doesn't have any copyright on the music. So. See here, the Journeyman. Please tell me or Dutch Sense. What are you talking about there, Journeyman? Please tell you. You keep saying that. What are you asking? If you're still in there, Journeyman, put your question out there, and I'll see if I can't help you. So, let's see here. Shannon, you're seeing this one, right? The reason why you're seeing this one because it didn't have that music in it. So hopefully that'll fix that, okay? Has there ever been 10 sunspots active at once? I really don't know. Okay. I think I will go ahead. Well, let's go down here. I don't know what that's trying to show. Oh, I see. They must have one of the satellites getting close to Mars. Now, right here, guys, that's the Fireball orbits. They all apex here at the Earth because they're orbiting the Earth, and that that's what happens there. So if we go down here to today, which would be September 25th, we're expecting one right here at a 4.2 lunar distance, which is still really far away. Nothing really. They call these near-Earth objects, but a 4.2 lunar distance is. Let's see here. That's over 1 million miles away. So I know it's not a whole lot when we're talking about space, but it kind of is when we're talking about getting really local, like right here on our planet. So guys, thanks for being here. Mods, thank you so much for helping me out here. Most definitely appreciate you guys, and thank you guys for just kicking it up in there. Go check out Hillybilly's Bible study tomorrow about 1. Check out Scott's channel, Planet X. You guys know who Scott is, most likely, if you're watching me. Mark Pyers. Guys, we love bombed him last night. If anybody was in here when we did that, we went over there, and he went from having like 20, I think he had about between 15 and 20 people watching. So we all left my stream, if you remember, people that don't know, and we went over there and got his number up to like 80 in the chat. It was like pretty high. And then guess what they did? They cut his stream. He had to repost he had to come back on with a number 2 because they cut his stream off. It was crazy. Oh, it's okay, guys. It's no problem. It really is. I'm just trying to, and I've said this before, I don't get to talk about positive stuff very much. And I've had a couple people come at me for talking about Mark a lot lately, promoting his channel. The reason is because it's positive. It's positive stuff that I get to talk about, which I don't very, very seldom get to do that. I won't apologize for that. That's something I won't apologize for. If I think somebody deserves credit, I'm going to say it. If it offends somebody, I'm really not even sorry. If that does offend you on something like that, then, maybe you should look at your own character and figure kind of out why you're feeling that way. Because I'm just trying to help people. Yeah, guys, have a good one, guys. I am going to come off here. So, God bless. Yahuwah saves, and you